Hey everybody, this is your friend Snazzy Noob coming at you with a brand new video on the Mustard Cat 141 YouTube channel. Giving you another great video to enjoy. Sit back, relax, and have some laughs. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to share and comment down below and tell all your friends about this fucking video. Catch you in the next video. I'm about to do some cool shit.
But I'm still gonna shoot my shot like a 2-2-3. She the type of bitch that pass around to the whole team. Trying not to fall in love. She belong to the streets. My daddy ain't just like me. Fall in love with every big titty bitch he see. Mama know she raised a G, but I'm a sucker for the
Like and subscribe!
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm finally back streaming. I have not been streaming in a while. It's because I moved. I'm in a new place, as you can see. As you don't see the background as you usually see, because I'm in a new place right now. It's kind of weird, kind of sketchy. So yeah, I have to say, it's super weird that that it's like this, and that I can't change it. I'm in a new place, new area, so yeah, can't dox myself again. Alright, we're gonna be watching Haley Beck. I'm gonna cut this into a YouTube video. I'll post this probably within next week because this is current news and I can't post this in June, and it'll just be old news by then. The internet's fast. So here we're going to react to what they said. Haley Beck is sisters with Noah Beck, if you knew.
So, when we last talked about Haley Beck, I really did not see myself doing any type of follow-up unless some kind of bombshell news came out. I was not expecting that to happen. However, because I am an internet goblin, while I was on TikTok, I favorited and bookmarked stuff for my prior video in relation to Haley Beck, so the algorithm knows I'm consuming that. So I just got bombarded. If we were in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I'd say I got ass blasted by content about Haley Beck. Now, the interesting thing about this content is, contrary to what I was getting initially, that were kind of preliminary reports of what had come out, which were really the bare bones of the case. Now we're getting perspectives from students. Now we're getting pictures from students.
I read the text on this Haley Beck. It's insane. I'm not going to pull it up. That's too much. There's 200 documents worth of reading of stuff. I am not reading that. You guys have their own time, and yeah.
Now we are getting the girlfriend of the victim of Haley Beck talking, which feels weird, mainly because we really are transitioning into a time where the news, as we well know, the news is not on television anymore. I mean, it is if you watch it, but for most people the news is online. But further than that, we have breaking news online, in the sense of a lot of these people, I doubt, reached out to news sources or whatever. They're just putting it out there, and then the news sources have to play catch up, which is kind of a crazy concept in and of itself, just because of what it means to read the news now, because technically watching these TikToks with that content counts as the news. Not to be confused with, hey, don't read books and just read AI summaries or use TikTok as university. Different things. So I saved a bunch of those TikToks. Most of them did make me want to be violent, Sometimes you just gotta give in to the impulse and beat the shit out of a pedophile. So anyway, these are not necessarily all related to each other as much as all of these fall under the Haley Beck umbrella. So let's start with this story time, because this has almost 5 million views. When I tell you I was flabbergasted when I heard all of this, I was not prepared. And also, mind you, I was not looking under the hashtag, so I was seeing people's fuck-ass Coachella outfits and then this.
Okay, get ready with me while I tell you guys about how Haley Beck stalked and harassed me my entire junior and senior year, all while hooking up with my high school boyfriend at the time.
That's
okay,
the girlfriend?
Like miscommunication and misinterpretations of what actually happened, so that's what I'll be trying to cover today. Mostly focusing on what involved me directly, because there
it has her attitude.
Okay, so him and I started dating last spring. It was like April probably. And then I had her as a teacher the semester prior to that, so first semester of junior year. So for everybody like asking me if I knew about their relationship, I literally had no idea. Like I did not know about any of the intimacy going on.
Yo, imagine you getting cheated on and it's a teacher. I don't know who's worse. I don't know what's worse.
Anything sexual. But I did know about her texting him and sending him money, trying to hang out with him, because I was aware that she was doing this with other boys on the team as well.
Other boys?
The only reason I didn't report it is because I felt like it wasn't my place to, because so many people knew about it and it hadn't involved me yet. So when people started finding out that we were actually like together, talking, whatever, Haley Beck started asking students in my class and my friends, just anybody that like had any relationship with me, random questions about me. Like she tried to find out him and I's relationship status, like what we did together, how we acted, what I did in my free time, who I talked to, who I hung out with, like really weird things that teachers usually don't care about. There was also this specific time where she was telling one of the football boys on our team that I was stealing her boyfriend and that she needed to get rid of me. Around the time of her stalking me and viewing...
Oh, the fuck. 11 years old difference. What? You're concerned about that?
On my socials, questioning people about me. It was probably mid-May, so the semester was like close to ending, which is another reason as to why I hadn't reported anything, because he told me he was only in communication with her so she would pass him in the class. And although we had
If you read the text between them, he is literally not entertaining Haley Beck at all. He is literally getting money out of her. You know, he's getting sucky out of her. He's getting good grades out of her. He's winning. He has a 3-way win. She is just an idiot who's 27. That's insane.
closed campus, every day we would leave for lunch, and Haley Beck would give us her credit or debit card, I don't know which one.
What?
And she'd have us bring her back food. During this time, it was probably like a 3-week span of just getting through the end of the school year. So during this, she would text him telling him not to bring me near her, like not to have me deliver her food. It only is allowed to be him. She would tell him and I that like either I was a bad person, he was a bad person, he's doing this, she's doing that. Kind of just like giving me reasons to be mad at him, but we never really fought about anything ever. So that was basically it through the months of April, May, and maybe a little bit of June. She would just text him all the time. He was also disrespectful AF to her. Like if you guys read the text, like you guys know. Which is also another reason why I hadn't questioned him physically getting with her. I just didn't expect it of him. But the last text I saw was in the middle of June after him and I spent the weekend at the Princess, which is a resort in Scottsdale. It was her reaching out to him through Instagram, and I obviously got upset about it, and he blocked her on everything, and I hadn't questioned it since, because, I don't know. I'm, like, not really the type to go through phones or just do any of that, so I didn't, which I guess I should have. So when she did end up getting put on leave, he had already moved out of state, so I was getting questioned by, like, police, attorneys, lawyers, whatever, for the district, school, I don't even know, for, like, a 6-month span, like genuinely from like August to December. It was just questioning. I actually didn't end up finding out the truth until April 2nd, which was like 2 weeks ago. And I only found out because one of my close friends sent me the entire police report where I read all of the texts. Yay. But it is true that both of his parents knew. I remember oftentimes in a relationship, his mom would ask me what I thought about the situation, which I was like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, it's over. I didn't know they were actively having sex. But yeah, his parents both knew. His family knew. His friends knew. Everybody knew except me somehow. And yeah, that's basically it regarding Haley Beck. She had a flirtatious relationship with numerous students. I didn't know about the sexual relationship until 3 weeks ago, although his parents did. And it is also true that when our principal was told about it, probably around a year ago, he didn't do anything about it until the police were involved. So that's another thing. But yeah, everybody, that's my story time.
Yo, what kind of school is this?
Or boring. And if anybody has questions, like, I'll answer them. I'm just trying to make sure there's no discrepancies in the truth. As for Angela Berlocka, I know nothing about that situation, just that she sent him inappropriate pictures as well as other people. I don't know anything about a relationship there. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching.
I'm not sure where to start because I didn't even want to interrupt it because I feel like you have to consume that TikTok as one thing to just get the information overload here. So we have the fact that his parents knew, which is something that we kind of already discussed in the first video. I'll link it down below. So there was at least an implication that his parents knew, which is insane to me because, again, apart...
Whoa, wait, the parents were like okay-ish with this? I mean. Whoa.
From the little detail that could be personal trauma or a fucked up rapport with relationships because you were in a weird relationship, if you want to call it that.
That's
It's
weird.
not, whatever. Relationships involve consent. Consent involves being not a minor. Anyway, an adult. The fact that she said that there were numerous people who had questionable relationships with Haley Beck is alarming. Not surprising because predators, granted, there are pickier predators, much like serial killers that have a particular type. However, it's hard for me to believe that there was a one student and it was a complete one-off, right? That just doesn't seem very credible in my books. But aside from that, I'm never going to get over the parents knowing. But aside from that, the fact that Haley Beck was kind of openly being shitty towards this girl, London, is wild because everything that I heard about Haley Beck to me sounded high school. Like I had to continue reminding myself, yes, this is a teacher. This is a teacher, this is a teacher, this is a teacher. Because in my head, I'm like, this sounds like a high school girl. You're a girl and you have a crush on this guy who has a girlfriend or has some kind of thing with someone else. What do? You find out everything about that other person to kind of get an idea of who you're up against or whatever. I'm so glad I'm not in high school anymore. Oh my God. But all of this sounded incredibly high school. Aside from that, I am going to have to be slightly bitchy and annoying about this one thing. I miss the concept of professionalism. And we'll touch on this a lot in this video because the first thing this is unprofessional amidst all these other things. But the concept of giving your students your debit card so they can buy you food and bring it back to you, in my opinion, is so weird. Inappropriate in and of itself. And maybe I'm old school, but when I was in school, even when I was in university, where you're closer to being colleagues with professors, right? Especially in a PhD program, you feel closer to being colleagues, right? Even then, I couldn't imagine a teacher crossing the boundary of being like, hey, here is a personal item of mine, my debit card, no less. Since you're leaving, I'm going to give you my order. Go get that order and come back. I feel like in college, that would be less weird potentially. But here in high school, using them as your little errand children is weird. Also because I feel like you're starting to really make the boundaries flimsy. That stood out to me, and granted, maybe that's not a big deal to anyone else, but I do think that boundaries are crossed in small steps until a massive step, and I do think that is a step where the boundary was crossed. We'll get into other boundaries, but where is professionalism? And this also pertains to what she wore, which, by the way, I'm wearing something more professional than what she wore to her classes. And last thing I'll say, sorry for yapping, let us remember that a lot of people are excusing this behavior, saying that she was 25 and young or whatever. I taught English 101 when I was in my earlier 20s. I don't know if I was 24, around 25 myself. Teaching English 101, I was 25, and my students, some of them, most of them were 18, some of them were 19, some of
Oh, so she's a college professor. Okay.
them were 20, and I had one student who was older than me. Okay, so I know what it is to teach kind of that age range that she's teaching, and nonetheless, even if I wasn't close in age to them, it never crossed my mind to even be friendly with them beyond the friendly that a professor or teacher can be, right? There was never a conversation about my private life. There was never me joining in on their activities. None of that ever. And they knew not to cross that boundary with me. You know why? Because I made it extremely clear that even if we're close in age and maybe we could be friends if the circumstances were different, the circumstances are what they are. I am in a position of authority as your teacher. You are in the position of a student. That is it. Not adding you on Instagram, not adding you on anything, not telling you about my private life, nothing. These kids did not even know I was on YouTube. I mean, a couple people found me and we had a conversation about that boundary as well, where I said, when I'm here, that doesn't exist. I'm here to teach English. We're here to talk. I can help you with your academic goals, with your career goals. Beyond that, you don't know me. I don't know you, and we're going to keep it that way beyond what we can learn in the classroom. Why is that hard? Anyway, this one is also crazy.
All right, y'all got to pay me $5 to watch this video. Alright, this is my story on Haley Beck. As you can see right here, I was in her class.
Couldn't
It all
really
started
say it.
second semester last year. I found out I had Haley Beck's class. I was like, oh my god, no Beck's brother. Like, I'm gonna have her class. Like, that's
No
insane,
Beck's sister.
I had her as my last period, so I get to class and then I leave school. after class. But while I'm in that class, we actually chose our seats, who we sit with. So I sat right next to bro, the victim. And I didn't sit at the same table as him, but I sat at the table next to him, and he was like the very front of the classroom. That's where he sat. Right off the bat, energy was weird. Energy was weird between them.
Oh no.
Like, for example, there's this one time, bro throws a pencil at her, right? He's like, shut up. Throws a pencil at her. She just takes it. Doesn't get mad. She's not like, go to the fucking office. Like,
Yo, that's insane. She doesn't even flinch on that. I would tell the kid to go himself. Okay, no, I'll retract that. I would tell the kid to go to the principal and think about it very hard. But definitely the opposite reaction to what she's doing.
nothing. She's like, sits there, like taking the disrespect from bro. So we all thought that was so weird. Everyone sat there in silence. We were like looking at each other like, what the fuck just like happened? Like, are we dead ass? And like, it's a normal class, like at least we thought. Bro never came to class ever. Like, you'd probably see him once every like 2 weeks, week and a half. Never there yet. He still had the
What
best
is he
grade
doing?
than the smartest kid in that class. Make that make sense. Also, this one time, they're both on their phones, both at the same time.
Hold on.
So, they're probably texting, I'm guessing. Bro does something to like, get in trouble. She's like, all right, come outside. We're going to talk outside. They go outside. I'm like, what the hell? There's a photo of me listening to them. And it's like, why are you being mean to me? Why are you being so dry? Yada, yada. I don't remember the full details, but that's like the gist of it. And I was like, what the fuck did I just hear? Like, what actually just happened? Dead ass. And like, every time bro came to class, she would go straight to him. Obviously, she was a teacher. Miss Beck was a good teacher. Like, she was a good teacher. But he would come to class after she's done teaching, and maybe like in between lessons, she would go to his table and just yap to just him. Just yap. They would just yap sessions. Yap. Like, hooting and hollering in the middle of class. Everyone already caught the like speculation, like, why is she always going to bro? Like, and we already knew like they were friends, but we didn't know they were like friends. And bro, I'm gonna call the victim bro. Bro is like that guy in high school. Like, he's not like the one like everyone like, oh, I want to be him, but like he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? He won us a state championship. So yeah, we praised bro. Bro's chill. He's chill as hell. He was so disrespectful to Miss Beck. And
God damn.
she would just, like I said, she would just take it. She didn't care. But mind you, if it was anyone else, she'd be like, don't make me send you to the office. Don't make me write you a pink slip to go to the office. With bro, she didn't care. So we're just like,
she had favorites.
Favoritism? And Miss Beck had these like pictures on her wall next to her desk, full of Polaroid pictures. At least 20 of them were just her and bro. I mean,
whoa. No. He was with him. She had pictures of bro. Oh my god, that's gross.
I remember looking like, damn, like they're pretty close. Like she has hella pictures. Like this is like her favorite student of all time. I don't know, it's just kind of like crazy to me because like I thought she was a cool teacher, and yeah,
you got wrong, boy.
School year, my brother's a freshman, so we still get like emails from the school even though I graduated. Oh, 2 teachers have been like in contact with this student, relationship contact with this student. Pretty much you get the gist of it. They are on leave. We like let them go, whatever. And my mom is like, yo, was this your teacher? And I'm just like, yo, that's Haley Beck. Like, that's Miss Beck, bro. Like, what is she doing? Come to find out, you start making connections everywhere. She was talking to bro the whole time.
She was.
And I literally eating the whole time. But yeah, that's just my side of the story.
That's insane.
I hope people share their stories of her, because it'd be pretty interesting to like hear what they have to say, because this whole thing, I'm in a rabbit hole right now. This shit's crazy. Like, this shit's wild. And I know most of y'all are in a rabbit hole of the whole Haley Beck situation.
My school had no rabbit hole like that, dude. Mine, I mean, from what I know, which is either good and bad. Either good that I didn't know, and bad that it was probably happening behind the scenes that I wasn't there, but that comes with the better cost of not knowing. So yeah, never had this.
So, people that went to my high school, comment down, share a story or something, or a picture even. It'd be pretty interesting to see. Yeah, that was my side of the story. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for staying this long, listening like in 5-minute long video, 5.5 minute long video.
So I thought that this was interesting to hear, mainly because there's so much speculation going on about like, what was she like in class? Was this noticeable in class? Was there rapport exclusively, outside of class, or was it already noticeable in class, blah, blah, blah. So I'm glad that some things were cleared up, again, with a grain of salt, because any witness is not questionable, but the fact that she very openly showed favoritism, to say the very least, towards the victim, I'm just gonna call him the victim, is wild to me, because it seems like, and this is obviously from the outside, but it really seems like she wasn't too concerned about hiding her closeness with this student. To be honest, this is unsettling to me on so many levels, mainly because the worst thing I can imagine you doing as a professor, beyond abusing your own student, assaulting your own student, murdering your own student, one of the worst things you can do within the parameters of professionalism, unprofessionalism, is showing overt favoritism. And I say this because I've dealt with it, much like I think almost everyone has dealt with a case like that. I think that's one of the most unprofessional things you can do, mainly because, first of all, it's very telling about you, but also it puts the student in a really odd position to be the favorite, because first of all, as much as being the favorite can maybe get you a better grade, because he was saying this kid wasn't showing up and somehow had the highest grade, sure, but beyond that, it will fuck everything up. Like, none of the class favorites when I was at school were super liked. People were resentful towards them, people made jokes about it, and granted, it doesn't have to be make or break, like hardcore bullying. But again, you were openly putting a student in a very uncomfy position, especially if you're consistently going to talk to them first, if you're having your little yap session amongst you two as if you're a student. And that's the thing I'd like to hammer home here, is that Haley Beck, for all intents and purposes, never grew up from high school, in my opinion, and that is by no means an excuse. That
saying is, if you want to go back to high school, to relive the high school days, you're a weirdo. I worked in high school a little bit, and no, I did not want to be there. I just liked the schedule of the high school. I just liked the schedule of the high school, dude. That was it. That was the only thing. That was the only purpose of why I went there. And that's what I did. I went to buildings, refined professionalism 110%. Not in my head to think that I would ever do that, because that is ungodly and unspokenly weird. Dude, are you fucked?
It's more along the lines of an insult, because in my opinion, and I'll show you evidence of this, she peaked in high school and since then has been chasing that same high. Once again, the high school peakers wreak havoc. I swear to God, anytime you come across someone who is horrible, you can bet that they peaked in high school. On the topic of lacking professionalism, there are multiple clips of Haley Beck filming herself in class, and I don't know if she was just filming herself to film herself. I don't know what the fuck for. Or was live streaming. Again, I don't know what the fuck for.
Live
but there are a
streaming.
bunch of videos where she basically looks like she has her phone placed on her desk in front of her. I'm just going to show you because a lot of this hits me as, again, peaked in high school, but also like, I'm not like the other girls, which is a diabolical combination.
Go into debt. It's life. Hate to break it to you. Do you remember the 21st night? December? Was that to me? My classroom, my state. Who was that? Inflation. So I was talking a lot?
Is there any teaching in this class?
Tell me I'm talking too much again. That's what I thought. Huh? Hey, be quiet. Huh? Did you already buy it? Smart. It's like it's my job to do that. Wow, do you mean that?
He's cheating. I'm not even cheating.
I scream at her.
Alright,
Sit down. Why do you guys throw that word around like you guys know what it means? What does ignorant mean?
annoying.
No.
There's this girl I've seen on TikTok over and over again where she does these skits where she's pretending to be the popular girl in class who's just talking to you.
I see.
And it reminds me of this because her behavior here, I'm not saying she comes off as the popular girl, but it comes off very high school, very notice me, very, I'm so quirky and different. Oh my God, stop. The rage this incites in me is unhealthy. It is very high school behavior. It is very, I desperately want you to like me and think I'm cool behavior. And listen, in high school, we've all been there. We've all been to a place where we feel like we're not liked, we're not cool, we're not.
The only reason why I would ever, quote unquote, go back to high school, and to go back as in, I would go back as the age that you are required to go back, like 17 again, is to not pay taxes, not to work as much, and not to, be like that. That's the only reason. The only reason.
Pretty, we're not smart, we didn't get into the schools everyone got into. High school is a hard fucking time. She's in her mid-20s. Okay, so why are you acting like you're in high school? None of this is professional, and honestly, if we're really gonna go there, I am going to take out my certified bitch card to say, what qualifications do you have? Because this behavior to me not only says that you're a predator, but it really makes me think about your capabilities actually doing your job, like teaching them the material.
I just wonder
I'm starting
what
to kind of
Noah's
doubt
doing.
that, because if your main concern is filming yourself talking to your
no,
class
it's
or
a
singing a
robot in
song
my
and being
chat.
jokey, I have a hard time believing that you're actually teaching them the material. I don't know.
Can't moderate it.
It's hard for me to believe that a teacher who can't set boundaries is a good teacher, because by default, just based on what we're seeing, it's hard for me to believe that students won't try and get her to go on tangents about her own life or whatever. And since she's trying to be so quirky, I can see her leaning into that. So on the note of Haley Beck being a quirky, I'm not like the other girls, 25-year-old who thinks she's in high school still.
27.
There are these two pictures. The first picture is whatever because it's her with her class, no big deal, kind of a nothing
I
burger
should
picture.
redact these
The second
faces.
picture already, she looks like she's in high school here, and I mean that in a negative way. Not like you look young, slay queen, more like, why is half of your body leaning over a student's desk with your ass popping out, by the way? You're basically almost on the student's lap here. Like, what are you doing? There was not a single time when I was teaching where I basically came out from behind the podium. I was always behind the podium, okay? Now, that's not a rule. You walking around the class is not a crime. But to do this...
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, and again, this isn't a massive deal, but these are all the small indicators of crossed boundaries that then, fuel you being able to go way farther. Because guess what? If you had boundaries and you acknowledge that it's inappropriate to throw yourself like a fish at the market over someone's desk, a student's desk, if you think that's okay, then the door is open to a bunch of other things. If you don't think this is okay, the doors are closed. This next TikTok is just a bunch of pictures. I'll put them over here while I'm speaking because I don't think
That
much
one
of them
was
need for
weird.
me to pause and comment on. But if you look, again, She looks like a high schooler, and that is deeply insulting because I'm talking about her behavior. This is immature behavior, way too touchy, way too close to students. Overall, seeing these pictures, it just shows how hard she was trying to be one of the students. Therein is I think, the center of all of this, because it's almost like you wanted to date a student or do things with a student because you so badly wanted to be one of them. And again, it's not an excuse or a justification. It's just trying to make sense of
it's weird as fuck.
Ruining lives, and for what? Okay, so in this video, I'm probably gonna have to mute it due to copyrighted music. I'll put it here. The student is talking about how it's a high school party, and Haley Beck pulls up to a high school graduation party. And this party is amidst friends. You can see that the people who are there, I didn't see any adults or parents, right? This seems...
Right there, dude, at the high school party, dude. Dude, just go to a frat party, Haley. What?
It's like a high school party amidst friends, as opposed to one you do right after you graduate, where maybe you go to lunch with parents and friends. Also, one of the times I looked at it, and I don't know, I'm not going to bother to look again because I can't confirm it. It seemed like there may have been alcohol there as well. Could be wrong, but...
Oh yeah, she was a supplier of alcohol and weed to these kids, most definitely.
Being there when they're potentially drinking, if they were, makes it so much fucking worse, because it's like, first of all, were you the one who brought the alcohol? Because we know she bought alcohol for her student boyfriend, the person she was taking advantage of. We know she bought alcohol for him, so would it be surprising that she was at a party where there is alcohol? No. Could I imagine her getting tipsy or drunk to be haha funny, relatable, quirky girl who's not like the other girls with the guys in the class? Yeah. So the fact that she pulled up, again, shows the lack of boundary, because for me, I already felt weird when I saw students on the university campus outside of class, because I'm like, I don't know you in social settings, so I'll say hi, but beyond that, no. You know, come to office hours if you have to talk about your paper. I find it so miserable and pathetic beyond everything. I said this in the first video, but beyond everything, like beyond the crime of it all, this is so embarrassing. This is really so deeply pathetic and desperate. And you know it's bad when it's coming from a high school loser. I was not popular in high school. People did not know who I was. I was the editor of the yearbook at one point. I can understand trying to fit in. I never tried because God knows that's a losing game. However, I know very well what it's like to be left out, to not be considered, to know full on that there's a category of hot girls, there's a category of smart girls, whatever, and you're just not considered any of those. I know. But like, where's your own dignity? Where's your self-respect, my guy? Like, this is so... this would be embarrassing if she were a high school student, let alone being a full-grown fucking adult who can rent a car. This is another interesting post that I came across while I was looking at the tag on TikTok, and it says that Haley Beck went by the name Mommy Beck to her students instead of Miss Beck, and then it's circled on the whiteboard. We don't know if this is true. We don't know if this is part of a joke. Regardless, I find it inappropriate and fucking weird, especially with how mommy and daddy are now kind of, to some extent, sexualized terms on the internet. Just no shame either to feel so comfortable to write that on the board when any teacher could come in, the principal could come in, is insane. And that goes back to what I was saying before, where I really do think there is a false sense of security there, where it's like, why did you feel comfy doing any of this? Because none of this is appropriate. Her entire career is just different levels of inappropriate, and I'm not just talking about punk-ass outfits. So there's this one account who's posting so many updates on this case. I'll link them down below. All the TikToks will be linked. But specifically, if you want to look into this case, this person reads a bunch of the transcripts, police interviews, so on and so forth. Very helpful resource to get all the back end info.
What? Detailing the officer's claim. Okay. So it's a long ass TikTok.
Haley Beck's police interview. I asked Haley if she was familiar with Blank, and she said yes. I asked her to tell me about her relationship with Blank. Haley has had Blank as a student twice in the past 2 years. Haley said they got close as peers. And then immediately corrected and said, not as peers, but as teacher-student. And he is always in her classroom. Haley said Blank is going through a lot and transferring to another school in California. Haley says she knows Blank well. She called him by the nickname that everyone else calls him. I clarified Blank is Blank. The detective corrected her. Haley confirmed and said everyone calls him Blank. I asked Haley if she ever contacts students outside of school or a school function. Haley said she always gives out her phone number on parent information sheets. She also says she is the girls' soccer coach, and soccer players also have her phone number. Haley said her players will text her for emergencies in case they cannot practice. Haley does communicate with other students via the school's messaging applications. Haley said she has communicated with Blank via Instagram over the summer because he was in a weird place about going to another school.
What the
Haley said she felt like she and Blank had a good student-teacher relationship, and he felt comfortable talking about issues with her. Haley said she and Blank do not follow each other on Instagram, but felt that Blank was giving her a heads up about leaving. I asked Haley if Blank had her phone number. She said yes. Haley told me her brother has a significant following on social media. I conducted research prior to speaking with Haley and learned Haley's brother, Noah Beck, is a high-income social media personality. Haley continued and said Blank initially messaged her via Instagram, then randomly text messaged her later in the spring semester. She said it was during this time Blank was thinking of transferring to California. She clarified and said the end of May 2025. I told Haley I had received information that there had been complaints from other staff and students about Haley's relationship with Blank. I provided examples of hearing about inappropriate messages and being seen together in public. I asked Haley if there was any truth to those accusations. She said that she would go to the away football games with other staff members to support the team. She
Yo, that's mad.
Meeting up with Blank in public. She provided examples of randomly seeing Blank while at local restaurants, but was never a planned meeting. Haley said Blank's residence is only a few blocks away from her parents' house. She described an incident where she was walking her dog while house sitting for her parents and happened to see Blank. Haley denied ever trying to seek Blank out or make any type of plan to meet up with him. I asked Haley when was the last time she saw him. She told me the last time she saw Blank was approximately 1 week prior at the school. Blank was at the school getting transcripts. Haley last spoke with Blank via text messages a few days prior when Blank had told Haley he was going to California. When asked if allegations of an inappropriate relationship between Haley and Blank would be made against her, she chuckled and said she had a few ideas. I bet she fucking did. Haley said Blank is a very sociable person and popular at school. He is good with his words, and she has seen it in action when Blank talks to girls in his class.
What
Haley
the
Blank would know where she lives. She said Blank wouldn't have a reason to know where her parents live. Haley said he might know she lives at the apartment complex, but not the apartment number. She said many Blank students go to her apartment complex to use the pool. I told Haley it had been brought up during the investigation that there was a video of Haley performing oral sex on Blank, and I asked if that was true. Haley adamantly denied and said absolutely not. That is one thing I will 1000% deny. She said it was insane that this would be alleged. But she's fucking lying. I then asked Haley if there was ever any sexual relationship with Blank before and after he turned 18. She said no. Haley was adamant Blank has never come to her apartment and she has never had a relationship outside of the student-teacher relationship. Survey says that's a lie.
Alright, so there are a series of issues here as well, and again, when we talk about professionalism, I really do think, especially in the age of social media, though this pertains to text message, so that's not new technology, there has to be a wall between you and students. Now, for me, personally, I would never give a student my phone number. Just point blank, no. Every single time I've talked with a professor, except for once, and this is a professor who's known me for 3 years, she doesn't do Zoom, so we called, but other than that, not once have I had a teacher's phone number, and more than that I know of, teachers didn't even want me emailing them to their private email. Sometimes they'd have 2 emails and they'd always be like, hey, if I email you from here, still email me back at my school email. So the fact that she was giving her phone number out is a boundary crossing in and of itself, but also because the whole point of having a school email for professors is hopefully you're not being spied on, but that it is accessible to the school, to whoever in the admin has access to it, IT, I guess, so that your conversations are monitored, especially if there ever is a case that you and a student have friction, potentially. If there's an issue, it's all in the system and it's all logged, so there is context around whatever the issue may be. So to give out your phone number, I find particularly insane because it's almost like you're saying, I want to stay off the grid specifically. I specifically don't want the school to see this. So already giving out your phone number, I
that's
think
already
is a red flag. Granted, it was on the teacher-parent contact sheet or whatever she said it was, but that should be something that the parents exclusively get, and you should probably tell the students not to text you. The same way that the professor that I had the phone call with has said that explicitly that phone number is only for those phone calls that are scheduled calls via email. It's not an open line to just text or call whenever you want. Obviously, I thought that went without saying. On top of that, when she starts talking about Instagram, already that's a no. As a teacher, you should not be, first of all, indicating that that's even an option, but second of all, if your profile isn't private, you should probably make it private. There really shouldn't be that type of casual contact, in my opinion. Like, it always has to remain as teacher and student, which I thought was obvious, but I really am seeing these boundaries become so flimsy that what happens is also students end up feeling like you are one of them when you're not. And that means they will throw pencils at you and not think anything of it. Why do you think that happens? Because you have broken down the boundaries, and for all intents and purposes, you're not even the teacher anymore. You might sit at the teacher's desk, but they don't see you as a teacher.
You're the
not
pet.
saying you need to put the fear of God in the heart of students, but there still should be a pretty big, massive line that defines who you are and who they are and why you're different and why there are particular boundaries. But I digress. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm a little afraid as to what else might come out, because this Haley Beck hits me as so insecure.
Let's see the comments. You couldn't pay me enough to show up to a house party, play beer pong with high school kids. Nah, that's insane. Teachers weird, parents are weird, principal is dumb. Principal is dumb. He's not just weird, he's dumb as fuck. I saw a video show of this underage drinking party where they showed up playing beer pong, and the kid was filming it and was calling her Miss Beck, saying Miss Beck is here. Really, it was John. I'm 45, so high school feels like an oh. But the thought of a teacher rolling up to high school is crazy. That is crazy. That's insane. Even I'm like, technically I'm 7 years away from being a senior. I am 11 years away from being a freshman. Still no. I would stream like a little weirdo. I would stream on Twitch rather even have that option. Yeah, the principal knew. Okay. I don't know why there's no charges being brought up for this. Let's see what this guy said.
What's up, weirdos? Picture this. You're a teacher in Arizona. One compliment gets you $5 gas money. Well, I'm gonna have to shell out to her only friends as an adult.
Oh. Oh, he's going over the text. Alright, we'll go over it a little bit. We're cringing.
Are her students. And the implication of, oh my god, Haley hanging out with her students again. Hanging out with? She's enmeshed inappropriately with them. Physically. Cool. By the way, I feel bad for Noah Beck in this, because it's like, he didn't do shit.
No,
He's just on the beach trying to film Baywatch right now, and everybody's like,
hey man, you doing good, your sister up, right?
So like, I don't want to drag him into this throughout the video. Like, I just feel like that's actually like inappropriate, but it is important context for who she is and like how the public and the students feel about her. There's another video, by the way.
Suspect has a cult following of high school boys.
Funny how while things change, they still say the same, because she is still running, but instead of it being for a TikTok trend, it's from the police. But we've only really seen videos of her. How about we hear it in her own words?
Teachers can have connections with kids, and I feel like that's one of the most important parts of teaching, because at the end of the day, you never know, like, I might be the only person in someone's life that does care, and so I try really hard to make that known in my teaching.
Yeah, how hard do you make it known in your teaching? How hard do you do that? By the way, I'm not gonna say his actual name, I'm just gonna say Bobby, because I just don't want to put his name out there, but she's literally there. Bobby, like, I don't know if you have anybody else in your life, but like, low-key, we should hang out after class. Like, low-key, give me your Snapchat, my brother's not back. Like, maybe if we hang out, I can give you some clout. You look really good on Baywatch. To a 15 or 16-year-old boy, it started when he was a sophomore. She's a 25-year-old woman at the start. She's 27 years old now, and it went on for that long. There's 4,000 texts. Let's see how she was in real life texting that child. The blacked out name is always the victim. Haley's her, obviously. He sends her, first of all, a money request.
In this video, you're gonna be literally seeing. This is like. Okay. I watched the other YouTube video about this. It's insane. She went over most of the text. I mean, we'll skim through about these texts. We're not gonna go over the whole thing because it is weird as fuck. I also want to play S&D, and I need to do entertainment too, so I can't just be watching and react and everything. Maybe tomorrow I'll react to some things tomorrow and then play S&D again. But these text messages that you're about to see is literally just one-way text message. It's literally a one person conversation. The victim, bro, right here, is literally just asking for money. Like I said, money, good grades, and maybe head. It's insane. This 16, 17 potential, whatever he is smarter than her. It's insane.
She pays it, and then she says, you know you could always get your nut off with me.
We're only 5 seconds in. She had to say you have to get your nut off with me.
You're sick. God forbid a girl offers her services. That's a child. He's like, can I get like 20 bucks? He's like being so weird. Can I get 20 bucks? She's like, yes, you can always get off with me. He said, you're funny. She said, but I'm also serious. Just call me if you're feeling crazy. Girl, why would you type that? She's so going to jail. And he said, and that's why it's funny. Maybe tonight. Haley said, one compliment gets you $5 gas money. Well, I'm gonna have to shell out about 5 compliments. Better start now. Well, no, now they're forced. I don't want them anymore. Who of y'all is in high school? Who of y'all is a sophomore?
Well, no, now I don't want it. Now I ask for you to compliment me. I would give you $5 if you complimented me.
You're a predator. You're talking like that, and you're a predator.
No.
She's a pick-me predator. Oh my God. That's actually insane for that to be real. This is unbelievable. But she said, better start now. But he then complimented her because they have this relationship, apparently. When you see through these texts, he does not really respect her. He does not like her. He's like, if I can get some cash out of this. It's like the most cringe, unbelievable. Okay, let's just see the text. He said,
yeah, that basically sums out this.
I think your boots are very fitting. They proportion well on your legs.
What the fuck does that mean? Proportion on your legs? That's kind of like just... I can see that as an insult.
I think your top is cute because of the fray lacy look. I think the hat is fire. Okay, Belle, I see that. And I like your hair straight. Boom. Okay, Belle. She's like, could you please compliment me? He's like, yeah, I mean...
He did one with one word. That's insane.
I can pretty much just compliment your clothes because...
She's like, okay, I'll still give you $25 because you said okay, Belle. It's all right. You're so crazy.
No, Haley, you understand. You are crazy. Was that hard for you to be honest? You should have seen me the last time I wore this shirt. This shit was tight on me. He said, crazy. Cough it up. Yo, that's crazy.
Did you see the... That's crazy, cough it up. Dude, he is...
Shut up. Shut up!
Mom!
Give me your money. If this was just a girl and a guy texting, already it's so embarrassing. Throw in she grooming this child. Unbelievable. You know, just a you look good would have sufficed. Why the hell are you driving 72 miles tonight? You said $5. Bro, because I have to go to this dumb youth camp at North High and then up to Anthem to sleep before I leave for tomorrow morning. Haley says, sleep over in Anthem? Girl, he's actively in conversation with you talking about going to youth camp. At this point, she's like 26, 27. Cody co-age. Matter of fact, maybe she should start posting reactions to the button. Mr. Groomer. Sorry, back to Haley. She says, yeah, and all while you have a girlfriend on the side. But at least, you know, I'm not gonna start arguments with you randomly. I don't know if this is supposed to be a compliment or offensive. He said, compliment. You're just not in a porn star body, that's all.
Oh, I didn't know about that text. He really said that? You're just not in a porn star body, that's all? Oh my god. That should just kill you. Oh my god. Saying that just in general. Like if they were of age or if they were, you know, minors. She really took this abuse.
And then he laughed at, yeah, and all while you have a girlfriend on the side. Your body's like I'm gonna talk about your clothes. You're asking me to compliment you for money, like, I want the money, but like, okay, Belle. Your body is just like, you know, it's not, like, I don't like it. Oh my god, she's a groomer and a loser, yes. He said, I live a wild life, what can I say? And then he reacted to the, but at least you know I'm not gonna start arguments with you randomly, and said, cap. He fucking hates her. And she goes, and there's the insult. She's like the most annoying girlfriend that you could be to a minor that she's grooming. And there's the insult. He said, is it really an insult if it's just a fact?
Oh
she said, so this is you admitting you have a girlfriend? Because if that's the case, I'm not doing nothing with you.
If you have a girlfriend, I'm not gonna groom you.
Him actively looking around at the youth camp that he's going to. Please, anybody, literally anybody. He said, I don't have a girlfriend for real. She said, okay, thank you. I really hope you aren't trolling me though. Cause weirdly, that is when I'd cut off everything. Not like us being cool, just my physical and money services. So I hope you aren't lying just to keep it. Yeah, I would cut off you and giving you money. Like, I would obviously still be cool with you because you're so chill. He laughed at when she said, because weirdly, that's when I cut off everything. And then he said, nah, for sure. I mean, if I was 27 and had a boyfriend that was a cop while I'm breaking the law with my student, I'd probably be conservative with my services as well.
This guy is just way smarter than her.
This early on, we're already getting texts like that. Bobby, you're cooking her. Bobby, wherever you are, you're cooking the fuck out of this predator. This is Schwarzenegger level. So also, I guess that is important. She got a boyfriend. She's such an idiot. Oh my god.
Did she have a boyfriend while doing this?
On your boyfriend cop, already scary. Doing it while breaking the law. What? And you're grooming a minor? Girl, how hard would it have been to not? For stuff like this, I'm like, could you have just not? Your brother Noah Beck. I'm not trying to bring Noah Beck into this, but I'm saying from her perspective, chill. In my mind, the world is like your oyster. Like, you are actively turning into the most psychotic thing ever while your victim is calling you out. Okay, it continues. And I don't want to read it, but she says, but good thing I can still use my mouth. He laughed at that message.
What
And then she continues and says, if you want tequila later, you'd have to meet me somehow. Or wait till I'm...
July 4th, 2025. Oh, man. I literally remember that day. 350. So that was 350. So that was 350. I don't know why I'm just saying this out of weirdness. 350. So they're 2 hours behind us. 2 hours, Arizona. So that would be 450, 550. I was at a party at 4th of July. Man, and this was going down. I am so glad that, sometimes I'm oblivious.
Done. It's like not actually funny. She's a disgusting, disgusting scumball. He said, yeah, when you're done, but not tequila, just a big bottle of whatever that will get us drunk. But we're drinking Crown when we get there, so get something that will mix with Crown. She said, yeah, let me just get y'all buzz balls. Those will knock you out.
Let me just get y'all buzz balls. Those will totally knock you out. I'm such a cool older girl, right?
Okay. First of all, if you're doing this to an 18-year-old and you're 21 years old, you're already a creep to me. That's already creepy to me to be like,
yeah, I'm the older one. I can get y'all drunk and it's illegal.
and even then, the relationship itself, legal. Wait a minute. No, that has to be, you can't get your 18-year-old boyfriend drunk, can you? No, fuck no, obviously not. You're giving, okay, this is why, can we just make everybody take the same age? And she's 27 and he's in high school. And she's saying annoying ass shit like,
well, let me just get y'all buzz balls. Those will knock you out.
Girl, you think you're cool giving a high schooler buzz balls to molest him? What are you thinking? Nah, he goes off on this next one. He goes insane right here. He texts her and says, hey, sugar mommy, nice to hear from you at the perfect time. Look at you being telepathically connected. She laughed at the message and then said, yeah, better suck up right now because I cried myself to sleep last night because you didn't say I love you back.
What the fuck?
Annoying? Oh my god. Haley, already you're annoying. How are you the one who's the adult and he's the one in high school and you are talking like that?
You better suck up right now because I cried myself to sleep last night because you didn't say I love you.
He's a high schooler that you're grooming. And okay, she continues. I also decided I don't like the title of sugar mommy. It makes me feel used. He says, oh gosh, what title do you prefer? Crybaby? Bobby, you're my god! Oh my god, Bobby, you're cooking her so fucking hard. You never see a situation like this where in the moment of the action and injustice happening itself, the victim is cooking the predator. Cooking her. Live justice. Justice caught live on camera. She says, watch it. I'm being drama. I didn't cry, but I was visibly shocked. Darling or doll always suffices. He says, I fell asleep. Big whoop. He requested money. Sugar baby requesting money from doll face sugar mama. Cook her, Bobby. Oh, what, you don't like being a sugar mama? Okay, give me money, crybaby. So the jealousy issue's already popping up in those text messages alone. Now is the point of the video where we transition into something that will blow your fucking mind. The jealousy extends beyond just to whatever this alleged girlfriend is that's in Bobby's life that Haley's jealous of. Because there's somebody else, and it's another teacher, and she's over 50. The other teacher's name is Angela Berlacca. We got Haley Beck, predator number 1, Angela Berlacca.
Angela. I think her shit's redacted. Oh, I fucking misspelled that bitch like a motherfucker. Berlacca. Blacka. Last name's not my thing. Not my thing. Oh yeah. This is the other bitch. This is the other girl. That's insane. I wonder what she did. I just wonder what she did, though.
Predator number 2, 50-year-old woman, both going after Bob. Haley's texting Bobby, in a group with Berlocka for our meeting. Feels so wrong. Bobby laughed at Feels So Wrong. What was the pic you sent me over Snap? Like, what did it say? He said, I don't know. Oh my god. She said, I thought I saved it. I guess I didn't, so never mind. Bobby said, those ID pics are funny. She says, funny? Why? Oh, let me guess. I was a beluga in the first few. He said, bro, my sophomore year, you were 1,000,000,000% overweight.
Oh my god. No way. This is insane. She's taking abuse. And she's still going for it. She still went for it.
You look fire. Then he liked her message. Oh, let me guess. I was a beluga in the first few and said, man, ain't that right? Haley says, yeah, but you still fucked with me then. Like as a person. He said, negative. You was a cool teacher. I fuck with you? Negative. You're like a chill ass teacher though. I didn't like you at all. You sucked. But whatever. She said,
I'm using you. That's...
is my one this year good then? Or better at least? You're telling me you wouldn't have tried with me back then solely because of the teacher aspect? Nah, if you weren't my teacher, I'd be like, not a flex. Like, whoa. I was looking at you like, ah! When I saw you in my class, I was like, ah! Literally just because you were the teacher. Right, I was just cool. He liked that message and said, you asked why. Same way I think about Miss B. Ooh, Miss Berlocka, here she comes. If she was a little more fit, I would have died in the Haley said, bro, she's also 50 though. Bobby said, but she's too damn big for me right now. Huh? Age is just a number, baby. She's starving for the young. This feels illegal to be reading right now. All jokes aside, you never, ever, unless you're like in a documentary, I guess, like seeing the actual interactions of it happening while it's happening. I think that there is gonna be a Netflix documentary made about this because the amount of context that is in there that we're seeing all of this happening, it's actually unsettling. It's not speculation.
I was muted that whole time. Alright, what I was saying was, this is a weird case because I bet if Haley Beck was not a name, and then Angela Berkler were not a name, we would not have gone full, like, 7 videos deep, 6 hours worth of content, 200 piles of freaking messages, but only because she's connected with Noah Beck, who is the most high-paying like influencer. We are all obsessed with it because it's insane. Even the most people well connected is gonna fall.
About what the dynamic was at all. You are seeing like she groomed him. This is not in any any way anything less than a jail time offense when you are a 27-year-old talking to a high school student that you are teaching, an underage? Okay, because seeing this, people can get to the point of like, oh, he's like cooking her, and like stuff about him is like he's a quarterback there, so people are like, oh my god, he's cool, and he is cool, and he's cooking her, so he's getting like clout on social media. But I feel like sometimes that can inflate someone's perceived like age in people's minds. Like, I don't know if y'all ever watched May December. It was this movie that Charles Melton did with Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman, and it's based on a real case where like it's like a thing like this, but the teacher got pregnant, and that's what this feels like watching. But in the case that May December is based off of, in the film itself, it's like the kid that was the victim was like Samoan, and he's like 12 years old. But I think sometimes in the retelling of the situation, and when you depersonalize it and just look at the text and he's cooking her, it can make it feel the way he's talking like people maybe aren't really clocking just how fucked up this conversation is to be happening. This is not acceptable in any way, and the reason that he's talking like this is because of the grooming. It started when he was a freshman. She's a grown adult putting these vibes into their relationship and into the vernacular, and absolutely leading him to be vulnerable to somebody like Mrs. Angela Berlocca. I really need a second to stop and take it there, because of the way that he's talking in this, people can like lose track of what's going on, and it pisses me off. But Haley continued and said, I mean, yeah, I guess, but even though our situation is still not right, at least we're closer in age. I don't...
Okay, so she fully consciously knew.
Like being compared to Mrs. B. Your situation is not right. At least. It's like, what I'm doing I should be in prison for, and I'm going to hell for. If there's an afterlife, I'm going to the bad one because of what I'm doing to you. But like, we're a little bit closer, right? And the way that you talk is so adult because of how I groomed you. He said, nah, 100%, a tad more normalized. Like, if I'm 25 and you're 33, who cares? Cool. I wonder who put those ideas into his head. Yeah, it's not even that crazy, because like right now, obviously like 15, 16, and I'm like 25, but after we've been together for over a decade, it's like not that crazy. Look, I know right now I'm 25 years old and you're only 7, but just think about it. Soon you're gonna stop playing on Roblox, and before you know it, you'll be 23 and I'll be 41, and it's like not even that crazy, because then I'm gonna be 62. Hell! Tartarus! Hades! Hell! What's that shit? The opposite of Valhalla! Oh my god, go to prison! Oh my god, go to prison for the rest of your life and suffer! By the way, in the police report, this part shows up. Sends a screenshot of lyrics with the caption, forget teenage dream, this is my new song to you. The lyrics that she screenshotted are, you can hit it in the morning, yeah, like it's yours. I know it ain't right. I actually don't know how this song goes. And I don't care, break up with your girlfriend, yeah, cause I'm bored. He said, Jesus Christ. She said,
Jesus Christ.
Relax, live a little. But he
wait. I don't know this song. I have to mute the whole. I'm gonna mute this and then listen to this. And it's an Ariana song. Alright. 7 years ago. Okay, so I don't want to get copyrighted. Just let me listen. I never heard of this song. 2019. I can't believe Haley Beck used this lyrics. That's insane. Oh, is there a reason one? Damn it, there's only 7. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You know when you've seen characters as characters and that's what you put in your head and that's what they are no matter what they do, and like Ariana Grande is still the high school actor that plays like a stupid person. So listening to that lyrics was a little weird, so didn't know, but yeah. Thanks for new knowledge.
Texted her. This was like his like kind of like last goodbye, because this occurred on July 30th, 2024, the night before.
God damn. I remember that day.
For my birthday? Haley, you're doing this on my birthday? What the fuck? Bobby said, thank you for all the things you do and have done. Click the accept though. I'm at the counter. She said, why are you
He's still trying to get money out of
thanking me? It's making it seem like you're done with me. He said, nah, I'm just not finna be as available because I'm gone. She sent him Apple Cat. This girl, fucking humiliating. And so much worse, but it is also as humiliating as it could possibly be. She said, yeah, no, I know this, but still like available over text and call, you know? I'll see you this weekend when you're available for our temporary last hurrah. No, I know, like, you're like moving away because you're not gonna be in high school anymore and I'm not gonna have my claws inside of you. But like, you can still like send me pictures and stuff, right? Now, apparently, this came out, like this story kind of was in the talk and people like knew about it in August of last year, right after this. And these are the texts from while that was happening. This video has everything. This is after police involvement, still texting with her. In investigating this, they were able to search her AI, whatever AI chatbot she was talking to. And apparently it provided a lot of information. One of the questions that she asked was, if someone turned 18 on blank, what year were they born? Very nice, very nice. Oh, I've been talking to a guy who was born in 09. Her being born in 1999? Chill, cool. Oh, that's awesome. But while this was all surfacing, she was texting Bobby, like, what am I supposed to do about this right now? If I don't provide later, then you can call me lame. He said, deal. As this is going on, she's still like, I'll give you something, Bobby. But then she says, kind of freaking out about that message because they were finding out what was going on. He said, delete everything about me in your phone, probably. I don't think it's about you though. I think Miss B and some shit, and they're trying to get me for questioning. She says, everything's been deleted. You do the same, but let me know what it's about. I'm nervous. He said, I have no clue. I think she just got caught up with some other kids. Way to go,
Michael got caught.
Sick. We are literally looking at the Epsteins of Peoria. I think she got caught up with some other kids and they said my name got brought up. She says, I have something to give you also. Okay, as long as it's about her. Bobby said, I'm leaving right now. She says, to go where? He says, Dago. I don't know what Dago is, but just got an email. He said, about what? South San Diego. She said, Burlaka, wait, you're going to Cali now? He's like, huh? It's heating up. It's going crazy. They're like not communicating. They're like crossing wavelengths. They're like,
She's like, what the fuck?
What's Dago? Could be daycare. She'd be like, okay, but when I'm 70. Okay, shut up. He says, say, what's the email? She said, hold on. Not staying till Sunday anymore then? He said, brief summary. She then sent a screenshot of an email addressed to this, like the school staff regarding Angela Burlaka placed on administrative leave. She said, wait, so like you're gone? Gosh, dang it, I had stuff to give you. He said, wow, yeah, I'm out. Unfortunate, mail it. This moment is like, mail it. I almost got caught. Oh my god, after the last 2 years I've been a fucking groomer predator. Oh my god, I almost got caught. It's on Angela. The only reason that they brought up his name isn't about me.
But I heard the rumors is that she blew the whistle. Haley Beck blew the whistle. I don't know if this is going to be talked about. Hold on.
I had stuff to give him. Oh my god, the victim's moving out of state. He's going to Cali. Holy fuck, everything's gonna be fine. I can still see him and groom him whenever I'm with Noah. By the way, definitely going on in her mind. If I'm getting in the mind of the character, she's 1,000,000,000% thinking that. Sorry, I'm not trying to bring up Noah Beck, but it's like there's like something going on in her mind that is definitely about how this is gonna blow up like that. But in this moment, she's like, Haley said, I wonder who said something. Are you gonna have to call police department? I can't, just next time you're home, I guess. I thought I'd have time to drop it off at least by Sunday. He said, it's good, just don't text me right now. They can eat a dick. I don't know anything at all. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what's going on.
Yo, and he did. He was fucking her, he was fucking her. Oh my god.
It sucks that I know, like in this moment, she's like,
That's my good little victim. Oh my god, I groomed him so good. He's gonna keep his mouth shut for me.
Put it all on Angela Burkle. He didn't like her anyways because she's ugly, and I'm the sister of famous TikTok. Okay, stop. Unbelievable. She said, all right, I hope you're not like weird with me or something, but okay. Girl, this has to be a documentary. I mean, looking through all this, there's no way we're not seeing Noah Beck sitting down in Netflix lighting going, so when we made that TikTok, like, this is that level. He said, nah, just not trying to create any new situation. You can see this shit in front of your face. Like, She said, just was wanting to be updated about your stuff, really. Yeah, this is just a you and me thing, though. Not that it's right, but others were involved with her. So, oh my god! I hate her so much. Others were involved with her, so it's like, it's different. It's like, just a you and me thing. Not that it's okay, but like, there were others. Like, I know it's not okay what we did.
I know I murdered a person,
no,
but
you just get automatically standoffish to me, though. And you're also not at Blank's house anymore, so good luck in Cali. Don't be a stranger. I'm gonna be visiting the set of Baywatch next summer. Cool. He said, never. Send me that email again real quick. Who are you showing it to? My dad. Did you tell him police contacted you? He knows, goofball. They showed up at my door banging on it at 6 a.m. on the first day of school and fucked up every plan we had to up there. Didn't get to talk to any coaches or any people or anyone. Wait, what?
What?
Her realizing she's hashtag nudising. Wait, what? She literally thought everything was okay. Good luck in Cali. Don't be a stranger. Wait, who are you showing it to? Wait, did you tell them the police contacted you? Wait, what? That's literally the last messages that she sent. I love seeing in real time her heart sinking into her gut, feeling like she's going to die. And potentially, for one moment, feeling the depth of awful that I hope she feels for eternity if we ever even get an afterlife. What the hell was that? They came to your house? He said, I gotta go. Delete this shit. Fuck. Holy fuck. She's still texting him. He's like, I'm going to the police. I gotta go. Delete this shit. Wait, what? But I still want to have sex with you. She said, you're being weird, but okay. You're being an idiot. Like there isn't an active investigation going on in front of your face, bro. For videos of Burlaka, because other kids told. You're on your way to Cali, and this is over Snap. Like, tell me if it's about something else, please. What's the name of your school? Okay, not gonna lie, I feel the need to text you because I feel like I'm out of the loop with your stuff and don't I want you to hide things from me, especially if it even has a little to do with me with your sudden decision to just leave today. Kind of make me feel nervous, and I feel like you wouldn't have told me if I didn't ask. The last thing I want to do is overwhelm you and stress you out because I am sure your day, as yesterday, has been hard enough, but you can talk to me on here and like you're in Cali and this is over Snap. I'm not dumb to the situation right now, but I feel like your mind has been stressing you just with like you're like not really talking to me about this stuff. Talk to me when you know that I know you're busy, but please like fill me in, ease my mind, please. Oh my god, here comes a love letter. Now because of all these texts coming out and being discovered by the police investigation, they got a search warrant for Haley's residence where they found a love letter that she wrote to him, which they have then transcribed and we will now read. By the way, in the case file, this is so hard. They say, while I was interviewing Haley, Detective Dominguez and Detective Angulo were executing the search warrant at Haley's apartment. While I was interviewing Haley, Detective Dominguez and Detective Angulo were executing the search warrant at Haley's apartment. The fact that they are interviewing her in the police station going, so what do you want to tell us about these texts with Bobby? While that's going on, they're finding this. She says, your prob's gonna think this is cheesy as hell, but you know I'm a words girl. I know. You aren't dying, plus you're literally...
What? She was talking to the third ass person.
Just a text away, but I had little notes from people when I was away studying abroad and would just read them whenever I was feeling a little lonely. Obviously, with you being away from your closest people, you may tell that way at some point. So read this if you do, 12. That's his jersey number if you've seen this in any of the texts. Girl, shut the fuck up.
So read this if you do, 12.
First of all, 12 as a nickname belongs to one man only. Not the point. She continues. I'm really proud of you for choosing yourself in this situation, even though I know it was tough. It's kind of crazy to look back and realize in my 2 years of knowing you, our relationship has changed so much. I'm really glad I had the opportunity to teach you your sophomore year, because without that, we never really would have been chill with each other. By chill with each other, what you mean is you are and you are. It's crazy because when I was a grown adult ass woman who's been graduated from college for years, and you were just entering your sophomore year in high school as a 15, 16-year-old, I'm really grateful that I was able to get my needles into your mind. I know there's some random times and days where you decide to hate me, but that's okay because I know at the end of the day, we're solid. Most of the time, I genuinely feel like you're a brother, weird, maybe a cousin or step.
Retract that. Please, I swear to God that she should not have said that. Noah Beck should be crawling in his skin.
Bro, 12. And truly never thought I would be in this situation with you, but I'm glad to have you as somebody who I think will be in my life for a while. Even if we don't talk all the time now, or even at all when you're in college, I feel like our little bond will always be there. So just hit me when you want to go get wasted at a bar together, and I'll send you my wedding invite one day.
What?
Shut the fuck up, you annoying ass freak. I know you were nostalgic as fuck, so I hope you look back on our time as a good one, 12. And no, this isn't me like saying goodbye, but I know things will be different. But don't forget our first pickleball hangout and how you wouldn't get out of my car for like 3 hours, or our Sonic run out to your state game, or all the random times you fell asleep on my couch just waiting for me to invite you into my room. Lol. Oh, or our
that
experience in our word games in Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
You know, for this relationship being extremely wrong, I feel like we have really made the most out of it. I'm glad I got to come to your tattoo appointments, even if you just wanted me to bring you food. All of our car hangouts were fun too, for eating and other stuff, lol. Or our night adventure in Cali. Like, there's truly no other student, I know, so wrong, that I'd want to do all this with. Don't let this all go to your head, but I'm glad you're in my life, 12. Okay, ew, what the fuck? I mean, you've been to my parents' house, in their closet, insane. I feel like you've opened up to me about a lot of things. I'm glad that I've been able to be someone you can talk to, even though sometimes my advice or input is unsolicited. I'm happy we can talk about things. You know you can always reach out if you need anything, 12. You just wrote a paragraph that makes me want to die. Oh my god, you're an amazing writer. I love your love letter that throughout the entire time you constantly kept referring to, I know this is wrong, I know this is disgusting, I know what I'm doing right now is criminal and so fucked up.
But, oh my god, remember our times playing pickleball? Remember when you fell asleep in my car?
You can't drive though, because you're a child and I'm a 25-year-old woman, and you were falling asleep in a little boy way, and I was sexualizing that.
Oh wow, I remember that. Teal?
Ow, that hurts so fucking bad. Oh my god, I was gonna do some Girl, I'm so fucking over you. I can't even read another paragraph, but there's more! Reading through all of that.
There's more?
Feels like reading the monologue
No way.
of a terrifying villain in a horror film, like a psychological thriller where there's a teacher grooming a student. Oh my god, it feels exactly like I'm watching May December. Natalie Portman would have been studying this exact love letter, getting down your cadence.
Hold on. What's May December? I wanna know. 2023. Okay. Why does this guy look familiar? Was he from Warfare? Warfare. He was from Warfare. Yeah, he did pretty good. Was he the leader? Yeah, the leader after. I think I know. Yeah, that guy. Okay, I'm stupid. I don't know why the May, December. So wait, what is this? Hold on. Oh, give me summary, please. He was 13. She was 37. God damn.
I love our car hangouts for eating and other stuff, lol.
Stop it. You're gonna be in hell, and you should be. Actually, I'm sorry, Noah Beck. I feel like your sister's going to hell. I'm a big Beck head. This is insane to see this. Let's just go back to that first video that we saw.
Suspect's best friends are our students.
They're nice to me.
That's who it is. That's who we're watching all of these things.
They're nice to me.
This is what was going on. Here, let's keep reading. I won't lie, I would always look forward to when you would come over. Not even to do anything, but just to hang. I feel like I got good at being by myself. But even with you, it was still just easy. Whether it was to talk, watch movies, make pizza, or do other stuff. I'm glad we have those memes. And lastly, it kind of hit me that it'll be weird not seeing you during Storm the Halls, and even weirder not seeing you on the field. I'm sure you knew this, but you're the reason I went to all the games I could. Before I knew you well, I'd go to a few games a season, but last season I wanted to go as many as I could, and I'm glad I did, because those were the last ones I'd be at for you, 12. It's not going to be the same, but I'm happy knowing you're happy with where you're at. I'm proud of you to all you've done and all you'll continue to do. This is just the beginning. Even though you'll go to your grave saying, we aren't peers, I'm glad to have you as a friend. Even though you'll go to your grave saying, we aren't peers, all throughout there, grooming. On the relationship, she's like, oh, come on, let me put my needles in you. Let me put my needles in your skull. Let me take your brain and fuck it. You are a human being who's gonna live a life. How about I fuck your mind for a little while? All throughout this is such a, we're high school boyfriend-girlfriend situationship situation, and we're both going to different colleges. Everything about this message is saying that. The fact that she's saying,
it'll be weird not seeing you during the Storm the Halls.
But she's not going to Alabama State University. She's staying there as she has for the last half decade as a teacher. Unbelievable. She has not progressed as a human being beyond high school, so she still wants to be a predator there. Sorry, you have to grow up and stop preying on the children that you are teaching, because you can't get out of high school, so you want to put your career there, so you stay there and live there, and then you bond to them there, and all of your relationships are with the students there because you can't relate to anybody else because you are so underdeveloped. That is your fucking battle to solve without molesting and grooming. Oh my God, you can struggle with that and not do this, you fucking dunce. She said, I'm glad to have you as a friend. Like, bro, you're the first person that got me to smoke weed. You're always gonna have that title. So we're locked for real. And maybe one day you'll be able to go to the aquarium, 12. I'm here whenever, 12, even though you never say it back. I love you and wish you all the best. Always, 12. Love, Haley Beck. The detective reading this, literally like he's Jake Gyllenhaal in Prisoners. He's Loki right now. Reading this, meanwhile, Hugh Jackman got Haley Beck with a hammer in the police investigation room going, what did you do with that boy? Oh my God. This is gonna be turned into a Netflix documentary. This is going to be. This is the most unbelievably insane story that I've ever seen. The fact that we have it all. We have it all. We have the love letter. We have the texts. We have the videos. Oh my God. You're gonna be watching that Netflix documentary in 3 years like, yeah, I already knew that. Yeah, I already saw that. Yeah. That's the case. I feel like I've never seen something more open and shut where the ending of the documentary says, and then she was sentenced to 20 years in jail for 30 different offenses. It feels like it has to be a situation like that. I'm gonna stay tracking this case. I'm gonna stay following it. If anything major happens, subscribe and I will.
Has there anything changed? The fact she's, yeah. Ooh, 27, the way all my students are actually babies to me is insane. Like the distance and that being said. At 27, 20-year-olds look like babies to me. Yeah. Alright, what hour? An hour 23? Alright, let me go play some S&D. I downloaded Modern Warfare 3 to see how better, to see if that's better in, you know. But
I'm like, damn, she's fine. Wonder when she'll be mine. She walked past, I press rewind to see that ass one more time. And I got this sold up. Bring me boys ain't